Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So we've got two bins that we're going to fill. So between these two bins, I hold 20,000 bushels or 10,000 bushel a piece. So we're going to get these prepared so that we can get them filled. Got cousin Matt's 7120 in the auger again to fill them with, so we can swing the pit under the hopper bottoms. But this is interesting because these had seed corn stored in them. So that is unprocessed seed corn. It had to go back and get treated and get bagged. But this is actually what it looks like when it's raw. Right there. Well, it's got dust in it, but we'll have to compare it later to some regular field corn. I'll show you the difference in it. But yeah, this could be planted and used for next year's crop. It's got all the genetics in it. So, all right, we gotta get this sweep out, and we'll get our auger set up, and we'll fill them. Well, Matt's gonna back the auger up here, get it put in a hole. There's no spreaders in these bins. That's all right, though. Well, we got the auger in place. George is gonna get me some ratchet straps. I should have brought some up here. You know, a guy would be smart to mount a small toolbox on the end of his augers and put ratchet straps in them so that they're all the ways up here and you don't have to carry them up the ladder. It's a good idea. I think I'm gonna start doing that. Maybe I ought to make toolboxes that go on the end of augers and sell them. That's a good business idea. Never even thought about that before. we need to dig a little more out on that side yet. We're getting there though. Well, I think I recognize those two combines over there. Yep, that's where we're picking corn today. So we're going to do a little trading with Cousin Matt on tractors and augers. So I'm going to take the 4430 over to a bin that he has that has seed corn in it, and they're going to use the 4430 and our short bin unloading auger to unload that bin, while we use the 7120 with the long auger for filling the bins that we just set the auger up at. So it's going to work out real well because Cousin Matt doesn't have a short auger, and the place where we're going to empty the bin is kind of tight, and it would work better with a short auger instead of a long one. So it all works out great. Well, there we go. Auger's all set up. So fun fact about this auger was this is actually a 60-foot auger that Dad and I took and cut down and made a short auger out of it, because the 60-footer had an accident. The cables had broke going down the road and it hit the road. So we bought it and we fixed it and made it a little short auger. Well, salvaged what we could. That's why it's got brackets and stuff for the old truss cables. And actually, the pipe frame is a little large because that was actually for a 60-foot auger. But we just matched all the angles, cut everything off, re-welded everything where it needed to be put back together, and it turned out real nice. Works real good, better than scrapping it. First load going in. There's no spreader in this bin, so it's not going to spread out, but it'll eventually cut the walls when the pile gets big. We'll get to see what one load looks like in a bin with no spreader. Okay, so we're going to fly the drone a little bit. I didn't think we were going to get this opportunity, but the weather turned. We got some sun, so we're going to add a little drone video of some harvest operation. So we're filling this bin right now. As you can see right there. See it on the screen. We're going to fly over, turn a little bit, come down a little closer. Oh, wrong one. We can see the corn going in the bin right there. Now we'll spin around here. We'll fly over. See Dad there. We'll adjust the gimbal. And there you can see the fertilizer shed that we worked on over the summer. We've done all the excavating work for it. And there's Stark County Co-op Brims location. So this drone works really good. The picture's really good. Great quality. Beautiful. Now, let's turn our gimbal back down so we see what's going on here. Go in for a closer look. I'm not the best drone pilot there ever was, but I can see some stuff with it. Oh. Oops. So here's the difference between our field corn and the seed corn. You can see how it's smaller kernels, the seed corn, and you can see how the field corn, well, the grown for this year is larger kernels. Now they do spray this with salt water, I believe, to control the size of how big the kernels get, where we just let ours grow until it is done growing for the season. So you can see the difference. Now this corn still needs to go get sized for rounds and flats and things like that, so still got to go through a whole process before it goes in the bag. So that's approximately what one load looks like in a bin. Now we're putting a second one in. Oh, there, that's better. Zoom the camera out some. Well, we got our third load going in. Let's see where we're at. Oh, we're right here. Got quite the pile in there. So that's 3 loads so far in this bin. After this load, I'll have to shut this door, and then we won't be able to look in here anymore unless we go from the top and look down. So I had to bolt these doors in and put these 2 bolts in, 2 on each side, and that helps support the doorway. There's also a turnbuckle right here that pulls the door frame together. And it keeps the door sealed shut, tight. Alright, after this load, we're going to the field and we're going to pick some corn. Dad's already got to start. Well, I finally get to pick some corn today. So, got 4 loads to the bin. I was going to pick earlier, but I come back. Dad already had a load ready to go. Must be some good yielding corn out here. I didn't look at his monitor. I'm not sure. He never said. All right, we're going to get started. Clifton's going to fly the drone. So if everything goes right, we'll get some drone footage. Got my whip lights fixed. The lights up green. So what I'll do is I'll put this video picture in picture with the drone video. I did that the other day while I was digging in the pond with the Hyundai 220 excavator, and it turned out awesome. I'll do that with this video also. Go over here and unload on the go. I'll get George to stick that. But I can't fly a drone and run a piece of equipment at the same time. Just turn this camera maybe. A little unloading on the go action there. Well, it's day 2 of filling this bin. It's December 12th. We're gonna put probably the rest of this trailer in, which is just the front hopper, and then probably, 3/4 of another trailer, and it'll fill this bin. Then we'll have to move our auger. And then we can get back at it. So everything's going real smooth. Corn's coming out of the field. I think we're gonna be done this week. I really do. So fingers crossed we get finished up. Well, this bin is full enough. See, still got a little room in there, but we don't want to fill it too full because that one over there is going to be more than plenty to get the rest of the farmware on in. So there's no point in pushing it. So I had to come up here and take the ratchet straps off that keep the auger steady. I don't like these old Butler bin roofs. They don't have much to hold you up here, just some little angle irons, and it's about it. Makes you a little nervous. So you always want to keep one point of contact at all times. All right, Dad's gonna pull that up and we're gonna get it over and repositioned to fill that bin over there. I gotta put this lid on real quick. We got the auger moved over. I got it centered in a hole and restrapped. Figure I better climb in the bin and take a quick inspection. Make sure there's no holes or anything like that. I think we're good to go. Yeah, there's some little holes over there. Those are just bolt holes. Those will be okay, but no big holes around the foundation. This bin does not have a full false floor, so it doesn't have as good an aeration as the other bin with a full false floor. But this will be okay because this is fairly dry corn. And we're not going to store it very long in here. So, all right, let's get a truck moved back over the pit and we'll get dumping again. Make sure the sump is closed. That's the main thing. We got trucks all empty and all back to the field. We are on the other side of the ditch now. We're in the last field of this farm. There's 3 fields. The small one towards the back, the big one over there, and then this big one. My grain saver door in my auger that's supposed to flip up when you're done unloading and keep the kernels that are laying in the tube in there, something happened to it. So that's why it's got corn coming out the back side of the boot. I think a spring broke or something. I'm gonna have to investigate that, but we don't have much more to go, so I'll probably just leave it alone until we're done. It's not hurting anything. Well, I'm gonna stay on this side of the field and get opened up around the little woods down there. Let Dad stay in the long rows. Varieties that the leaves turn into party confetti. They just explode when they hit the head. down a little. I was going to bring the M3 out here for a little bit, just to make sure everything was good on it. I don't know if I'm going to have time today. Probably not, just keep going with this one. I just remembered I got to run up to my grandma's and pick that farm too. Maybe I'll take it up there and do that. The geese ate most of that farm. There's some good corn on it though still, but the geese ate a lot of it. They ate like 4 acres of it. Darn things. Open up my stripper plates a little bit. Once we get this farm finished up here, then it's from here on out it's my farms and that little patch of grandma's, and then we are done. Probably gonna go help Josh with some corn since he helped us with beans. Definitely gonna probably help him with his wet ground. He's got some muck that's pretty wet yet, even though it's so dry out. Take the M3, do that. One of the main reasons I got it fixed was to go pick that muck off. And if that don't work, well, we'll get the L2 on steel tracks out. Alright, I'm gonna break in around this woods and I'll get back to picking. Well, my windows are fogging up again, so Uncle Doug come and rode with me for a little bit. So I think that's going to be it for tonight because the grain cart's full, the 3 trucks are full, and we got to go get the Peterbilt sucker truck out of our shop because they are waiting on a engine to put in it. So once they get that engine, they're going to swap it in our shop. They're going to rent our shop from us for a week to do the engine swap. As you can see, I got quite the buildup. This variety of corn, the top's breaking out of it real easy and it's just piling up on top of the feeder house. I'm gonna have to clean that off. So anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this video right here. We got plenty of video. And we'll start another one again. And I think we're probably 2 videos away from being done with fall harvest, so see what happens. Maybe I'll just make 1 video. We'll see what happens. So anyways, thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. We'll see you all in the next one. Have a good evening.